Right on time. Well, if you're anything, at least you're punctual.
Always.
I like to be light on names, but you can call me RJ. I don't know who you are, what you can do, but Fennec says you can be trusted. And this is a big job. Huge. So, I guess let's make this quick, shall we? What's your name? What can you do? You.
Pulse. I'm Pulse.
Pulse. Alright. Okay, and what can you do?
Anything biological. I can analyze, dissect, repair.
Okay. Alright. That's good. And, you big guy.
Hodge. I break things. I pick up things.
Alright, Hodge, you can break things and pick them up. Good to know. Okay, good, good. And yourself?
I'm Janice, and I make muffins.
God damn it, Fennec. You make muffins.
Yeah. Are you a fan of muffins?
Yeah, I could eat
I can make them pretty good. I can do it pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, they asked, and I said I can make muffins, and they said that's good. That's good enough. So.
All right. Okay, good. What else can you bake?
Well, I've made some I've made some other stuff before. It's some of it ends up exploding, and they said that's also a good thing. So I'm assuming that's why I'm here.
Oh, okay. Exploding muffins. Should have led with that next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can work with that, I think.
Yeah.
Hold on. Are those the changes? Or... I don't mean to be crass, but what's up with your face?
Oh, is it, that's been happening all day. I'm not sure why my eyes keep watering like that. I apologize.
No.
The doctor said it was a tear duct problem. So.
Right. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Janet, Hodge, Pulse. Okay. You all know why you're here, right?
I know why I'm here. I'm not sure about the others.
We're gonna grab something.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
This is no ordinary score. This is big. Huge. You understand?
What do you mean?
This could change everything. Come on, if Fennec sent you, you know. And I trust them, so I trust you. Alright.
He was a little light on the details, but he didn't have to be. Or he didn't have to tell me everything.
Right. Just smash things, right? We can work with that.
Pretty much.
So, I guess, first things first. It's time for you guys to make yourselves useful. See this building back here? That's the one. Any ideas, any plans?
Sure. Where's the nearest door? So where's the nearest door here?
Just real quick. Are
What?
we going loud or are we going quiet?
I want us to go quiet first. Again.
Oh, okay.
First.
Okay, quiet.
As quiet as possible, like a
first.
mouse. Yes.
Quiet first, okay.
At least at street level.
Well, then never mind. I don't have a plan.
Alright, we can save your muffins for later, but for now, quiet.
Okay.
Speaking of quiet, what about you?
I was hoping that the leader of this group would have a better plan, if I'm honest.
Damn it, Fennec.
When I volunteered for this, I assumed that this was well under competent leadership.
Yeah. Yeah, about that. Okay. Behind us is the Tyrell building. Sure you all know that the sign is right there. Can't miss it. But our plan is to make it to bring out this really rough drawn looking map. And I say our plan is to make it to this floor as quiet as possible. And by the sound of things, none of you guys are too techie, so getting in past the cameras is gonna be a bit interesting, but I would prefer if we go in quiet.
How are we going to get past their bioscanners?
Well, Fennec chose you for a reason, and that's because, I guess, that's where I come in. I've been watching this building for a while, seeing who comes in, who comes out. Been casing it for cameras, at least inside. I had an insider, but he's no longer with us anymore, and well, I've got a few ideas.
We're going to stick out unless we have some sort of appropriate attire, and I'm going to look at Hodge.
Right. Well, I have been working. I turned them to a trash can. I think we're in an alley, and we're near, I want to say, like a waste disposal. And I walk us to a bin, and I don't know if we have to roll for this or anything, Game Master, but I would like to have maybe a maintenance uniform of...
Yep, I know exactly what you're about to do. I love it. It's great. Go for it.
Okay, I wanted to see if I could roll for it to see if maybe perhaps garbage has already like come and taken it away, but if it's there, all right, okay. I walk them towards the well, it looks like a recycling bin. No one does recycling, at least not as often as they should do, so it's basically free storage. I crack it open and I have a bunch of maintenance uniforms for these three, to their size and specs. Again, thanks to Fennec. Will these do? That's rhetorical, and I pass them to him.
They look acceptable. IDs as well?
And IDs, but just make sure that you're not showing it to people just in case, you know, like didn't sit you down or anything, so...
As long as we have a way past the bioscanners.
And that's where you come in, I think. Can you help with that?
I don't know if we'll be able to find access from the exterior. Otherwise, we'll have to find someone who does. Convince them otherwise.
Okay. I've been planning way too long. But I can wait a bit longer, but, alright. I'll see what we can do. Game Master,
Mm-hmm.
are we capable of going through now with what we have? Through maybe, like, maintenance, perhaps?
I think you will be able to get in through probably in those lower levels, which is where you are now, maintenance, but
Okay.
getting up into the area where you need to go is probably you're going to have to either change disguises or you're going to have to take Pulse's suggestion and find somebody inside that will be convinced to help you.
Okay. Alright. So, I'm gonna run this plan with you guys, and then, Quick Lips, tell me if it's a bad one or not, but, basically, I've given you all these outfits. My plan was to take us round back, get to a maintenance lift, you know, like, one of those old-style ones, and, you know, like, using our uniforms, get to at least the 3rd or 4th floor. How many floors are there in this building, by the way?
About 250, I believe.
250.
Yeah. So in this universe, like I think buildings can be as tall as 500 stories. So actually, Tyrell. Tyrell probably
Right.
has 500 stories as well.
Okay.
What you're looking at is like the lower levels are going to be all maintenance. You'll probably be able to get in and through there without any issue as you're dressed as maintenance workers. But when you start to get to, I don't know, floor 30, you're going to probably start to see some other stuff. There's probably records and things down there. But what you're looking for is very secure, and it's up on floor 52.
Right.
Like, yeah, pretty high
on
up there.
52.
Yeah.
All right. Scratch the window cleaner gig then in that case. I think we'll walk inside and we'll get as far as we can. Eyes out looking for people with who look like they're not wearing these. And that's when Muscles and Muffins, that's where you're gonna come in, I think. All right.
Roger.
Okay.
So, I walk ahead towards the maintenance entrance, and I hope they're following me.
So, have we put on these outfits yet?
I wasn't watching, but I hope so.
Okay. Yeah, I take off, like, the clothes, put them in the trash bin, put on this outfit. You can just see, like, tough, leathery skin with, like, just cuts and scars and stuff all over him from just, like, you know, working. Because he's, you know, built for just hard manual labor work. So you just see all that, like, construction worker, like, scarring. And then he puts on the other outfit.
I think what you'd see if you look at me doing this is a very clinical approach. There's a rhythm to the way that I remove my clothing and put on this other clothing, and I'm very dubious about the dumpster and clothing from there.
It's clean enough.
I don't think you know what that means.
I take off my clothes very fast. It doesn't look, it looks like it's just too quick. So my limbs are going at a weird rate, and everything just kind of lines up, and I sort of zip everything up, and then I go back to, oh, right, okay, everything taken care of.
Okay, I hope you can keep that up the entire way, Muffins. All right then.
Oh, of course.
Because I'm counting on you guys. I know I don't look it. I know I'm right, but this is big. And I turn heel, and I walk towards the building, and I assume to follow me close. And we scan in past the maintenance entrance and into the main foyer, the main lobby.
Do you want me to personally look for someone to rob, or will you point them out?
I think what I want to do is... I trust that Fennec has picked people who aren't just, I trust you can, and in your capacity. So if you do see somebody, you can tell me, and I'll, I guess, confer with the game master as well. But we're looking for anybody who's not maintenance, who looks like they're higher up, so we can, go another level.
Well, we'll probably just be stealing their identification then, seeing as how none of their clothes are probably going to fit me.
We'll need more than that. We need their ident chips as well. We'll need to find a room. I will remove them.
Yeah.
Maybe their eyes.
Yeah, you all have at least one problem, and it's a big glaring problem in your eyeball. You'll probably need one of those.
Okay, and... Quick Lips, Pulse, that's where you come in, right? You'll be able to... change your eyes out, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, alright.
So real quick, if this was the plan all along, can we say you gave us the outfits that we needed because we didn't have those previously,
Right.
But can we say we came dressed in business attire so we have that underneath our maintenance shit? Because if that was the plan, I believe someone would have told us that.
Yeah.
Especially me.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
because you're not going to be able to just find something. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Cool. And I'll have my outfit won't be like business, it'll be like bodyguard.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Clever.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm looking for any obvious bioengineers. I assume that they would be very fastidious, and they would be usually very clean.
I'm assuming that you were also very fastidious, and you probably have a list of people that might be located on certain floors or near about certain floors. Do you maybe have routines of any of these individuals? Like, you probably have your sight set on 3, but that could work within your time window.
Yes, I'm keeping an eye
perfect.
out for any of them.
All right, wonderful. So that would be an
Okay.
instance, I think, where we will roll. But otherwise, you guys take it away.
One thing Finnick wasn't specific on. Are we killing or subduing?
Does it matter?
Not to me.
This is for the cause. Anything goes, just as long as we make it to floor 52 and get what we came here for and out alive.
Roger.
Okay.
We're here to take it all and give all.
Okay, so this is where we introduce something fun. Throughout the operation, I am going to jump in every so often and say, would you like an obstacle? If you accept the obstacle, then you will be able to trade it for something that goes your way. You'll be in charge of what goes your way. I'm in charge of the obstacle. If you deny me my obstacle, that's fine, but you only get to do that twice in a row before I come in and make an even harder obstacle. So, would you like an obstacle?
Yes.
Are we all in agreement there? Okay. So, as you enter into this building and you're doing your maintenance, you're going to notice that there's an individual here who seems to be giving a guided tour of the maintenance. Like maybe he's guiding new people down into the maintenance room. This is totally unexpected. It's not an inspection, but he definitely looks at you like, what? You're not supposed to be here. And you now can either talk your way out of this scenario or try to run from it.
Are we all? We're all in the same group, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Can you just describe the specific area that we are in right now? What do we have around us?
Yeah, okay, so I imagine that on the lowest levels of Tyrell, which is where you entered from street level, is probably like garbage, or just severe maintenance cooling systems, things like that you would see maybe in a sci-fi, like space ship where it's like all of the junk and everything kind of down here, but it's not quite engineering yet. It's just junk.
So you said that someone's pointed us out, right?
Or they have noticed you.
Okay.
They seem to be giving a tour, perhaps to new maintenance workers. It doesn't look like it's an inspection. It looks like they're like, oh, and this is where you'll go to find this or that. So,
Okay, work your magic, muffins.
Is this, excuse me, is this the tour from, maintenance?
oh, yes, it is. And I'm assuming you're
excellent.
starting tomorrow as well?
Okay, yes.
Great, you're all
we're
late.
We're
Yep.
in the right spot.
You
Hi,
are.
I'm Cheryl. It's so good to meet you.
Hi, Cheryl. David.
How long have you been working here?
32 years.
30. My goodness, my grandson is 32 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You don't look old enough to have a grandson.
Well, oh gosh, you're too kind. You're too sweet. Thank you. Well, sorry to interrupt, but let you go ahead and do the rest of your tour here. We're here with you.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
All right. So you guys are going to try to go with the tour and then break away at some point. Awesome.
Right.
Now I need a roll. So, Beth, we can have you roll, or we can just have somebody in the group roll this. It doesn't need to be specific to a character sheet, I think, because you're all in the group together. So who wants to roll either stealth or empathy or manipulation or any one of those things? Or we could do simple roll a 1d10. And above 5, we get it, and below 5, we don't.
Maya, real
Muffins.
quick, what's your character's
Okay.
name again?
RJ.
RJ, right, RJ, thank you.
I guess we're rolling a 1d10.
Yeah.
One,
All right,
None of
that's
those
okay, that's
things
okay.
are my specialty.
Yeah, that's all right. All right, so if we have no specialists, we'll do the 1d10. All right, who wants to do it?
While she's talking to the employee, I kind of lean down to RJ and I go, if you need someone taken out, just make a fist, put it on your chest, and
All right.
they'll be taken care of.
You better watch my chest very often then.
Roger.
Okay, so
All right.
how long do you guys travel, and who's rolling the 1d10? Actually,
think
that'll
I'll roll.
probably answer, yeah.
Okay.
I'll roll the 1d10.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
go for
Okay.
it.
Okay.
You do then.
Yeah,
Good.
of course.
Righty.
2.
That's a good
Okay.
one, right?
No, I think we said 5 or below is not great, but that's okay.
Okay.
Basically, what I'm going to say, actually, let's let you guys decide what happens here. How does this not go as well as it could have?
I would say, I think probably David would notice my eyeballs are leaking, and I'm not entirely certain that he wouldn't be put off by that, but I think a lot of people are.
Yeah.
With Janice, so my eyeballs start leaking, and I don't recognize it. I don't know that it's happening.
What? Are you all right? Is she all right?
Those are new ocular implants.
Oh.
Yes, so sorry. Gosh, I mean,
Oh.
they're just my tear ducts are just driving me insane. The doctor has told me so many times about them, and they're
Did
just.
you forget your drops again?
Yeah. I apologize. This is
It's all right.
not the most fun. It's like coughing in public. You just.
Oh, I'm sorry to draw attention to it. It's all right. Are you okay to continue the tour, or do you need to?
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so you guys continue the tour. It's starting on this ground level, and it is leading up. But at some point, he's going to break away the tour when you guys need to continue going, and you see an opportunity to leave. What happens leaving evidence that you were here because of this too?
Would they be able to see? I mean, how bad are Janice's eyes leaking? I mean, are the drops hitting the ground? Is there residue from that or what?
Probably.
Yeah, it's pretty intense leakage.
And it smells like an air conditioner.
So maybe that?
Okay, so there's leftover of this on the ground as you guys break away.
Maybe it was also, it is raining, so maybe perhaps my shoes aren't standard issue. So like
I see.
anyone doing forensics will go like, wait a minute, the sole is incorrect.
Your shoes are most definitely not standard issue. I know.
Right.
So yep, you're absolutely right. Okay, interesting. All right, fantastic. Please continue.
Okay. So we've broken off and we're keeping an eye out looking for somebody who matches Pulse's. We need somebody, right? Has Pulse seen anybody? Pulse, have you seen anyone yet?
I'm still keeping an eye out. We need the right person, and they should be on their lunch break soon. Ah, there they are.
Are they by
You
themselves?
see that room?
Right.
Typically they are on their break. Yes.
Okay. So we need a way to get them inside that room. Muffins?
Would you like me to make some muffins?
No. Can you see that guy that Pulse has pointed out?
Sure. Yeah.
I need you to work your magic and get them to follow you to that room, and we'll be inside waiting for you.
Okay, this room right over here.
Right.
This is okay. Okay, great. Do we know this gentleman's name? This person's name?
Nevin Smith.
Nevin Smith. Okay. All right. And I kind of straighten up my spine a little bit and oh gosh, okay.
I can wait by the door in case we have to make him come.
Okay. All right, and I'm gonna go over to him. And does he have a name tag on?
Trying to think of what level you guys are on. What level are you on right now? Do you think?
Maybe about 3 or 4.
Yeah.
We came in and then we took a tour.
No,
to
he does not
open up.
have a name tag on.
Okay. Is there any sort of anything he's holding, any sort of any identity, anything that gives me an idea of what he does or is?
I think I will actually leave this up to Pulse because Pulse picked him for a reason. So
I imagine there's a lab coat that he's wearing.
why is he down here? Do you know? This is a pretty weird spot for an engineer or medic or anything like that to be down here.
Food requirements. There's a favorite noodle shop.
All right. Okay. And then what? He just goes, gets his noodles and eats it in quiet here instead of going back up to the lab because A, you probably can't bring food like that into the lab, and B, he's isolated?
I believe
Antisocial?
you've answered your own question.
Got
yes.
it. Okay. Fantastic. So there you have it. I'm eating noodles and I'm hunched over like a lowercase r.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so now the room that we want this man to come back to, how far is it from where he's sitting? And does he know what is inside that room?
I don't know if he does know what's inside that room, but you're
Okay.
trying to take, to be clear, you guys are trying to get him into this room because you're trying to steal from him, right? So you're just putting him basically in a closet or some weird maintenance
Sure.
room where
Okay.
it's not out in the open. So
Okay.
I think he has no idea specifically what's in that room. He may assume it's storage or something
Okay.
else, but
Okay.
some other
well,
maintenance something.
I'm gonna come out of that room,
Okay.
just a little out of breath. Oh, Oh, thank God. Excuse me, young man.
What's
I'm
wrong?
so
Are you
sorry
all right?
to bother you. My grandson
Slow
is
down,
in the
slow
next
down.
room.
You're okay. Your grandson.
He knocked something over. I think he might have a concussion.
Okay.
There's a lot
we'll
of
go check it out. We'll
blood.
go.
There's a lot of blood.
It's all right. Everything's okay.
Okay.
I've forgotten my noodles. I am moving with you now into this room.
He's over here. I think he's still breathing.
Okay, it's all right.
He's right around the corner here.
We'll get it sorted.
This is awful.
It's all right.
I'm so
it's all right.
sorry. Okay.
And I turn the corner, and I'm assuming someone is about to knock me out.
I just sort of step back and just watch it happen.
Oh my God! Let me just lure this guy in here. Hey, what
I
happens?
bring my fist to my chest, looking at Muscles, looking at Hodge.
I nod. Go in.
Okay, if you want
I
to roll.
think he hears me say, "Spare the eyes."
I'm going to follow in, just sort of right after they walk in. I'll be the last in, and very casually in the background, I'm going to, like a fresh garbage bag, I'm going to flap open some plastic.
Oh, man came prepared. Okay. Okay, Hodge, do you want to roll for this? You don't have to. You can just describe what you do to me. This guy, like, are you gonna knock him out, or are you gonna?
Without saying a word, I walk up to him, and I walk up behind him, and I just put my hand on his shin.
Okay.
And put my hand on his shoulder, and turn his neck about 3/4 of the way.
You snap his neck, so you are aiming.
Yeah.
You just kill him. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
All right. That's kind of what I was asking without asking. Do you kill him? Okay.
I turn with like a syringe. That works too. And put it away.
It's nice to have options. All right. Well,
Did you get that plastic bag out for me? For the body? Or...
For the mess.
Okay. So I grab him, huck him over my shoulder, and take him to the room that we were waiting in.
I think I wave a hand to a table. It's about maybe 5.5 feet long, and I wait for Hodge to drop his body on the table.
I set him down gently. I don't want to make noise.
I notice that he sets him down gently, and I think, now that man there is qualified to work in a nursing home.
I go over to the door, and I close it, and I stand there with my back to it, with my hands crossed up at my waist.
I'll leave you to a pulse. I step towards the door and I keep watch.
Immediately I will start to... it is routine that I start to sort of clean myself up and put on gloves. And then I will start to take out the eye.
And how do you remove the eye? I'm assuming it's like very clinical.
I'm performing surgery.
Yep. Okay. All right. Would you like to accept a complication?
Yes.
Okay. Something happens here that leaves a trace that you were here. You specifically. What is it?
It's a difficult decision to make because I'm very clean and very fastidious about what I leave behind. So I imagine it would be something I'm unaware of. It would perhaps be a small cut, maybe leaving some of my I'm not exactly sure what to call it in my case, but I suppose it would be blood behind on maybe the frame of the door.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you a question.
The first one
Okay.
is what we
All right.
discussed.
Okay. Yep. Alrighty then. In that case, I also just think, how did you leave your how did you come to be with the resistance, the underground? What were the circumstances of you leaving wherever you were before?
There was an incident.
What kind of an incident?
I was told what I was doing was not saving lives, but instead I wasn't supposed to kill anyone to save anyone else's life. I was supposed to try to save everyone's life that I could. But they didn't see the long-term picture.
Wow.
I could save many more lives if I sacrificed one. I didn't understand.
Got it. Okay. Thank you. Now, remember, you guys have 2 instances where you can add to the scene and make it go extraordinarily well in your favor. You've banked 2 now, and anybody can grab that and use it at any time. Okay, go ahead.
Out of character, do we have to now implant that eye into one of us, or do we just carry it in a baggie?
Depends on how well you roll for the biological scanner and which scanner you're using. Because I imagine that the further you go, the eye can't just be in a baggie. But you're on the 3rd floor right now, so probably to get up in the 15th, 20th floor area zone,
I will
it'll be fine.
Suggest that we could use this on either Hodges or RJ's eyes. Mine is a different color. It will stand out.
All right. I look to Hodge and then at the body to can you move this?
I pick it up.
And I don't hesitate. I just sit down straight away, lie back, and no expression, just staring at the ceiling, just for the cause. We're here to give everything and take everything.
What kind of a room are we in? Out of curiosity.
Like a maintenance room that's something out of a Battlestar Galactica sci-fi spaceship. It's it's just dirty and grungy, and you hear the dripping of the water and all this other stuff. It's like not clean at all.
Do I get the impression, looking around, that this would be a decent place to hide a body for a few hours?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Unless the tour guide randomly I'm sure you could find a spot. I could offer you a complication if I wanted to, but I think it's okay. I think you can hide a body.
Well, I take the body and put it put some, if I can, put a tarp over it or a clutter or something like that.
Absolutely.
To just kind of hide it a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then
just
I go
trash compact it with your big impulses.
I make him a cube.
I actually think you probably could break his bones and stuff and stuff him in somewhere if you wanted
Jesus.
to.
I mean, if necessary. It seems gratuitous.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are taking his eye out. If you don't want him to be found, just break a bone and stuff him up into a little locker or something. I don't know.
Listen, if that's got to happen, that's fine. I'm fine with that.
It doesn't have to happen, but I'm just saying if you want to be extra careful, it could.
Well, okay. I hide the body as best I can for now.
Yep.
And then I walk over. You say, RJ, you said you're sitting down?
I'm lying down flat on that same table.
Okay. I go over to the table and I put my mitt on your here and here.
Oh,
and
he's just holding
stabilize
you. Down.
You.
Okay. All right.
I know I nod at him with my brows because now my head's so like firm, and I just go, okay.
Try not to move.
You make sure of that.
Roger.
I come over and I say, do you want me to hold your hand?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, and I grab his hand and I squeeze real tight.
I squeeze back.
I'll be fast.
Might I advise that you use one of your banked things to make sure that this goes overwhelmingly well?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So now you have one. And don't forget, you can also suggest complications as well to earn you more of those as this goes on. Okay. So what do we see?
Would you like me to roll?
No, because you're using one of the banked. This goes well. I don't have to roll, and it goes above and beyond. So why don't you go ahead and describe how well this goes? All of you.
I am very clinical. I'm observing the situation. I know that anesthetic isn't really going to do the job here. However, every model has a certain capacities for pain tolerance and such. This shouldn't be bad. I'm going to gain RJ's attention first, and once I have his attention, I will sort of distract for a moment, and there is a quick motion with something to make sure your eyelids are peeled apart, and then I will proceed to cut.
And we can just, I forgot there are a lot of people with eye stuff, so we can just skip right
Cut.
to the fact that you've got the eye now. Okay.
Does RJ scream or make any noise?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
I'd like to roll.
Okay, go for it. I mean, technically, Whack used one of your banked things, so you can say that you didn't, but if you'd like to roll, then you can.
I'm
I'd
very
like to say,
competent.
I was very brave, and I squeezed really hard on Janice's hand. But Janice probably squeezed harder back and almost broke my hand, but because we rolled so well.
Okay, fantastic. So not a sound was made. Wonderful.
Good job. I'm proud of you. That took a lot.
For the cause, I say.
For the cause. Yep.
We're only half done, though. We gotta put the new one in.
You're right.
This is the difficult part.
Yeah.
Start to get out the rest of my surgical instruments. Clamp. If you could turn his head 35 degrees. That'll do just fine. Connection should be made.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say. I think. Okay, muscles, you can let go now.
Can you see? How many fingers am I holding up?
Do I roll?
No.
Can I roll
no,
for this?
No, yeah. I mean, you can if you want to, but absolutely. I will give you guys something if you choose to roll when you don't have to, but I also know some of us just like chaos, so I get it. That's a 5 for those listening.
On a D5.
Yeah.
For how many fingers? How many fingers are you holding up?
Holding up
She was holding up
All
5, so
right.
you're good.
Amazing. I think
Perfect.
you said that like you wanted to roll for like if we left something behind.
Yeah, if you want to offer up a complication, then you end up banking a success where you don't have to roll and you can go
I
above and
throw
beyond
up.
in the narrative. Oh, okay.
Because this guy was colorblind, and now I have like I can see color with one eye, and I can't, and it's not with the other.
Oh,
And
Oh.
I love it. Okay, so now you're back to having 2 of those immediate successes, but not just that you succeed. You can use this to expand the narrative in your favor. Like go above and beyond a win. Okay. Please continue on.
I'm like seeing with like you know those 3D glasses, like blue and red, like the entire time.
Oh, God.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. I look
How
at the
is
body.
work? How is the work, by the way? Does it look like he's had surgery or been punched in the eye or anything, or is it just like immaculate?
Yeah, is
Very
it swollen
good.
or not? Okay. 'Cause I have this hair like this for a reason, just in case, you know. Okay. But no, pulse is very good. So
Are we only going to need one eye for the bioscan to get us all through?
I think you would know that you will probably, maybe depending on which route you guys take or how you attempt to break in, you might need another one when you try to get into the 50 area, 52.
So the first barrier is just one.
Yeah.
The second
Right.
barrier is we'll need a different eye.
You might need a different eye or a different
I think-
badge or, yeah.
you might be next, big guy.
I'm ready.
All right. I try and hold his head steady like he did mine.
It needs to be a different eye.
A whole different person's eye.
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably somebody
They
up
have
around
the
those
same
levels.
identity.
Yeah.
I see. All
So
right, then
this
never
will
mind.
probably get you up into, this is going to get you up into floor 20 to 25. I'll actually just start listing this out for you. This will be 20 to 25. This is
Okay.
access. Yep.
In
And
which
the
case,
future
I
we'll
guess
roll for it.
we'll try and get it as high as possible, and then once we do, we'll then try and find another eye.
Okay.
Are you all still
Elevator
good?
then.
Still with me?
Yeah.
All right. So I step out the front door. I look around to see if anyone's coming, and then I just, act normal. I walk towards the lift.
Okay. When you guys get to the lift, now is probably the time to switch your clothes because once you get up to the 20th floor, it's now like business.
If as we're leaving, is this a kind of place where I could find like a screwdriver?
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So I grab a flathead screwdriver and I close the door behind me. I jam the screwdriver into the lock and snap it.
Wow. Okay. Yep.
Nice. I think if we get to the lift unimpeded, I'm gonna ask Hodge to... I imagine this lift is like a lift from present day, maybe. Has a maintenance hatch on top. Because he's so much taller and stronger, I was gonna ask if he could maybe perhaps push it up, and so we can put our old clothes on top of the lift.
Yeah.
You don't have to ask.
All right,
Perfect.
Just order.
Hodge, do your thing, buddy.
And I hold out my arms for everybody's clothes.
I give him my jumpsuit.
They change out.
I also do. Again, with some odd speed and a bunch of different angles here and there. There you go.
You see me grab the lip with one arm and just pull myself up and toss the clothes up there.
I would like to offer a complication if you will accept it. It's not necessarily a complication, but I'll give you something for it.
Always.
Okay, Hodge, this triggers a memory of yours. You lifting something and putting in it. What is it? It's from before you joined the resistance.
It's, there was something that it taught me my limits. They told me to grab something and pick it up, a piece of equipment, a big, disgustingly heavy piece of equipment. And I questioned whether I could do it, but I went and did it anyways. And I got it part of the way up, and then I dropped it on the foreman's leg and broke it in two.
Did they blame you for it?
Yes. And it taught me to I'm strong, but I'm not a god.
All right.
Okay. I stick my eye to the. Is the scanner on the lift?
Yeah.
Like one
Let's
of
say
those
that it
hotel
is.
fob?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say
All
that
right.
it is. Or at least it's like for once you hit the 10th floor, it does require a scan, a bioscanner or an ID
Okay.
or something like that. And so, yeah, you go ahead and lean in, use your eye. It's going to work. And it's going to
Okay.
take you probably as high as I think we said 25th floor. So you can either go straight to the 25th floor, or you can pick a different floor and try to find another sneakier way, or try to get information or things that you might need, ID cards, whatever, on any of the floors.
I've been planning this for a long
Yep.
time. Like,
Yes, you
this
have.
isn't just a guy's waiting for some people and they're going inside and they're testing their luck. Do I have any idea, like a floor plan perhaps?
Yep, absolutely. You probably have it memorized.
Okay. Well, in that case, would I know going up towards this floor if perhaps, I don't know, like, is there a fire escape that we can use?
Ooh, I would say probably not a fire escape, just because the way that these buildings are made, but you can have something like that if you'd like. I'm letting you take control of the narrative because you have been planning this
How
forever.
about a chute, basically
Oh, like a
similar to the garbage chute?
Yeah, can we do a chute that's not a garbage chute, but like those old pneumatic tubes, right? Where they would send information or like mail or whatever.
Right.
Does that work, or do you need it to be human sized?
I'm just thinking ahead.
Oh, yep. Okay.
Like,
go for
about
it.
what's, yeah. So, like, I turn to Muffins, to Janice, and I ask her, you know those other muffins, maybe perhaps cupcakes, do you have any of them with you right now?
I have the necessary ingredients for them, yeah. And
Alright.
I actually hold open my coat, and you just see vial after vial after vial just hanging there in her coat, along with some pliers, some shears. She's got a small pouch that has a red cross on it, and then she's also got a bunch of vials clinking around in her pockets.
I see.
And I've got, they're all labeled. They're all labeled here. So, if you need one, they just kind of clink around like watches.
Right. No, I've just got so many ideas now because we have muscles, we have you, we have quick lips. Is in my head right now, I'm thinking maybe perhaps you can like leave a muffin somewhere, someone eats it, their head explodes, but we might not need that just yet.
Sure. Well,
Right.
I would need to find a restroom. I'd need to find a restroom and a sink.
Right. Toilet
There's a
muffins.
restroom on every floor.
Okay. All right. Great. That
Okay.
problem solved.
All right. This is just RJ just thinking about like things that we might need, locations and places that we might need to go to in case we get into any trouble. But I think from memorizing the map, the blueprints and stuff, like, would there be a specific floor that
Yes.
would ring to his mind that he would want to go to, and why?
I will, again, I'm going to allow you to take control of the narrative. You guys are essentially, for this episode, showing us something that's already happened.
Right.
And I'm going to write down what you've done, and it's becoming history. Like, it's what has happened. So you go ahead. If you wanted a
Okay.
thing to be there, if for some reason you come up with something that doesn't fit with the lore of the world, then I'll step in. But otherwise, take it away.
All right. Okay. So, again, I've memorized the map. I think that we need to go to the 23rd floor. From there, there is a wall that, a quarter of this floor is inaccessible from this floor, but if we can get to it, there's a secondary lift that can get us higher. Not by much, but it should at least cut some of the time. Muffins, I'm gonna need something of you to smash this down. It might not be enough for you, Muscles. Dodge, to smash through respectfully. But we'll see what we can do when we get there, I guess. With me?
Okay. Absolutely.
All right. Okay. So I lead them to.
Since we've changed out of our clothes, I've assumed the role of the
Bodyguard.
playing the bodyguard to RJ.
Right.
So I have like a nice black suit on, tie, glasses. Maybe not like the swirly courtier piece, but something there.
Okay.
I
All
have
right.
the lab coat on.
Okay.
If
I do as
I'm
well.
controlling the narrative right now, in that case, we're on the 23rd floor. We come through the lift, and in doing so, it's a strange one because we're not really that high up. It shouldn't be that guarded, this floor, and for the most part, it isn't. Apart from the fact that there are two armed guards just ahead, we can see that they have weapons on them, and they look at us suspiciously, I think. And so the scene is lift, blank corridor, two armed guards. There is some like mesh fencing like on their sides, and a way to walk through. And on this floor is where we need to use the explosives to get through. And I'm gonna look to my guys.
Okay. I'm just gonna go use the restroom. And I give you kind of a knowing look, and
Oh my god.
and then I
Okay.
head over to the door, and I open the door, and I'm going in, and I say, "Is anybody in here? Is anyone in this bathroom?
Nope.
Sarah, are you in here?" And then I kind of pause. And then, again, very unnaturally, I'm kind of unaware of this, I sprint over to the sink, and my hands and my arms and my fingers are doing things while I look in the mirror, and I just kind of look at my wrinkles, and I think, oh, Janice, you're just aging so much. You might need some of that wrinkle cream. And before I know it, I've made a couple bottles of what we would know as a Molotov cocktail. So I've got about 4 of them out in front of me here. And my aim is to carry them back, put them in my pockets, because I've got a nice big coat here. And after that, I kind of wash my hands off a little bit. And I look in the mirror, and I nod, and for the cause. Okay. and I kind of hear stuff clinking around, but it doesn't really bother me. Sometimes I kind of think of it as like, oh, you're packing somebody's lunch today, or you're going to change the sheets again. It's just kind of you just do it, you know, it's just what you do. It's just your life, so that's what I do. I'm here to make and create and bake. And so I come back out and I say, I've got them.
All right. Nice. So, dead ahead of us, there are still these two guards, and I think what happens is I'll look to Hodge, and I walk towards the guards, and I think they get on guard for a second, but I flash a badge that has my face on it, and as one of them peers over to look at it, my other hand's already at my chest, in a fist.
I grab one's throat, the one that's furthest away, and I attempt to pick him up and slam him into the other guy.
Do you have any doubt in this moment?
Not yet.
Okay. Then you do it.
And one of them didn't, like, it knocked one of them out completely, but one of them I had to finish it, so I climb on top of him on the ground and just until he stops, his eyes close.
And for those listening, it's a very quick, fluid, solid strike, and then he waits and then does another one. It's not like an emotional punching over and over. It's literally striking him just to see if he kills him with each one, and then he waits, and if he doesn't, he does it again.
I would like to take their weapons.
Wonderful. I think that this might be an opportunity for you guys to leave some sort of evidence behind. What do you think you leave behind?
I'd say my blood from cutting it on his teeth.
Probably some hairpins in the
Some
bathroom.
hairpins in the bathroom.
Yep.
Sounds about right. Fingerprints for me, maybe?
I pick up one of them.
Fingerprints for you? Are you sure?
Sure.
That's a
Not
very
anymore.
big thing. Yeah, that's a very big thing to leave behind, and I'll take it. But I'll just double
All right.
check. Okay.
In that case, nothing just yet. I didn't really do anything. I'm just orchestrating this right now.
Yeah. Okay.
All
I
right.
pick up one of the guards, and then I grab the collar of the other one, and I drag him to the men's room, since we know where they are now.
Right.
And I try not to make any noise. I just walk in there and open the stall,
Yeah.
throw one in, set him up like he's pooping, throw the other one in, same thing.
Okay. Since you left blood behind, I'm going to go ahead and say you do this relatively quietly. It's no big issue. So we have hairpins left behind, and you left blood on one of the gentleman's teeth, correct? From him cutting your hand as you were punching his face. Okay.
On the actual scene of the fight itself, I think I would have looked to Pulse to ask him to see if he could, like, I don't know, clean up the area. So
Very
it's
good.
like, yeah, right, because we've left evidence, but like we're not sloppy about this.
I will proceed. I will assume that there is some loose clothing. I don't know if I would have brought any chemicals to clean anything unless there's a close supply closet nearby. I would be using what we have at hand. So in this case, it would be using any clothing to wipe down any areas.
I would posit that you guys were just in like a whole maintenance and cleaning area. It's reasonable that you could say, I need to stop here on this floor to get this stuff if you want to have picked up something to clean, like some sort of cleaning supply. I think that makes sense that you guys would know. You've been planning this for a while. if you want.
I believe that I would then,
Yep.
because
I think you would too.
I think that if I know that I'm going to be making a mess, I'm going to make sure that I can clean it up.
Okay. What now?
Okay, so we're through, and there are a bunch of empty offices on this floor, but the reason I'm here is because on this blueprint in my mind, I know that there is a false wall and I guess you could say, abandoned part of this floor, and from there is access to, I want to say, past the 25th floor. Either it's stairs or it's an external set of staircases or something, but I need to find it. So I'm, I guess, while this is happening, while the cleaning is happening, whilst everything else is going around, I guess I'm knocking on the wall to see if I can hear a hollow.
Okay.
I walk up to Pulse, and I show him my hand. Got a bandage.
Super glue will work.
I hold it out to him.
I'm just very, like, rough with it and glue it up and just hold it closed for a minute. Let it go.
Okay. Do I find the hollow?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, if you'd like there to be one, there can be one. I'll step in if it doesn't make sense.
Okay. All right. Now the question is, how do we get through? We have two options. We've got muffins, so we got muscles. And I say this out loud. Up to you.
Well, if it was built over by professionals, I kind of take a look at it, and since I was in construction, I might know a little bit about this and see, like, is it fastened with, like, mortar and bricks, or is it fastened with, like, metal and screws?
I think lore, it would be metal and screws, or like some form of rebar or something like that. So yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. And I reach in and I pull out a bottle with. Try this. Try pouring this on the mechanism there.
And I take it, and it's like an eyedropper, and I just kind of like squirt a little bit of it on the fasteners, and I'm guessing it goes. And then I kind of like pop it once, and the side comes free. And I kind of like get my hands under there and like pop it the rest of the way off. And it's like, just comes off like a square panel.
Very well done. Very well done. No, can I have that back? Watch your hands, dear. Don't let that touch your skin.
I more carefully than you'd think. I like screw it back on and hand it back to her very gingerly.
Thank you. Okay. I put it back in my coat.
That's handy.
That's baking. That's science.
All right. Everybody in. I'll close the door behind us.
All right. Thank Fennec. I knew it. I was sure. I look at them too. And I crawl through first.
I think somebody leaves something behind here. What is it?
I think it's, do you want evidence? Or can it be
Yeah,
like
you
an
smarty.
idea?
Yeah, we're giving evidence behind for the LAPD.
Okay, how about
What do you
this
leave
then?
behind? Yeah.
The when I go to replace the panel, it's not flush.
Got it. Okay.
Is that good?
Yep.
Okay. Because, you know, it'd be very difficult without more fasteners.
Makes sense.
Maybe there are some fasteners left behind.
I like that too.
Nuts and bolts.
Yep.
I bet there'd be burn marks on the carpet.
Yep. Oh, I love this. All right. Please continue.
Yep, I was right. I think as we walk inside, there's just like, it's dusty in here. It's just like it's been disused for I don't know how long now. And I think after a few moments for my eyes to get used to the darkness, I guess I find what I'm looking for. This staircase that's going to take us a couple more levels up.
This place. This is Tyrell. This is a part of the building that they didn't want anymore. So they boarded it up to forget about it.
What do you think they were trying to forget? What do you think you find in here?
Rather than fix it, they just locked it away.
Do you think it's like... Do you think it's related to replicant technology? Like, do you think you guys see leftover replicant stuff that they just didn't bother to even clean up or move?
Maybe even like old charts.
That's what I was
You
thinking.
know, like
like,
in like a doctor's office, like the anatomy boards and stuff, that kind of thing. Just like bits and bobs that like the contractors couldn't be bothered with. So like they just
Yeah.
walled it up. They didn't bother taking anything down. You know, maybe some old stationery, vintage.
does that bother any of you?
Yes. I'm going to look everything over. This was the flaw right here. This is what they would determine to be a failsafe.
A failsafe.
A lifespan. A short one.
Right. Ironic, I say to him. Come on, we got a job to do.
Does anybody take anything from here?
Yes.
Okay, what do you take?
I imagine the notes are gone. I would suggest that there are probably... I think it would be more the information that I take.
Okay.
Formulas, chemical bond diagrams.
Okay. I am also going to just slip into the narrative now that these, you may not recognize this right away because you're looking at the information on the notes, but the audience would notice that these notes are signed by Nakayama. These are his personal notes.
Let's go then.
All right, this way. I lead us to this set of internal staircases. I don't think it goes outside the building at all, unless of course it makes sense, DM.
No,
And
it wouldn't.
okay. And we climb up. I think that every now and then there's gonna be up on this staircase a like a logical kind of like stop where the next floor would be, but most of these are boarded up in a similar fashion, but like I don't know if it's drywall or cement, but I'm counting as we go because at some point, I don't know necessarily how the architecture has changed inside or what objects might be where that wall is apart from this next floor. And I'm only certain about this next floor and what might be ahead of us going forward. So I think I'm counting, like a 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And I think... How high will you allow us to get?
Let's roll for it. Roll a
Okay.
1d10.
I'll be right back. I gotta use the restroom.
All right.
3 floors. I'm sorry, my dear.
All right, so that's 3 floors higher than 25?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
While are we climbing? We're climbing stairs.
I think
Yes.
so, yep.
Okay.
How are you doing, by the way? Climbing these stairs.
Me
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
So I might not be aware of it, but I'm sort of at the front there. The way I'm walking looks a little like stop motion animation, and there's not a whole lot of flow to it. And I think I make a comment like, well, I hope this doesn't make my arthritis flare up.
Will you be okay?
Oh, yeah, so it comes and goes.
All right.
I think you say it comes and goes, and now a memory is triggered for you of time before you joined the resistance. What is it?
I'm actually reminded of when I did feel something in my hands, and that thought occurred to me of, oh, this is probably arthritis. This is what all my friends are talking about. And it's a memory that occurs at around 4 a.m. because I am in the back of a cold, dark kitchen all by myself in a giant facility working on muffins. And I've been doing that job for the past 15 hours. Making muffins. There are trays and trays and trays and trays of muffins all over this kitchen, and I think, well, this will probably be the last tray that I make here. And I start putting things in, like pencils and wine corks, and I think these are going to be really good for the residents. I know that people are going to enjoy the heck out of these. And in the morning, they find me making muffins. And I've just run out of things to make muffins. And then they put me out in the street. And I think, I must have made too many. And I just start walking. And it's just something I'm not here to understand, but I do want to bake for people.
Ow.
And I think of when I washed my hands over and over and over and over in the sink. And that was the last time I really felt like I might get arthritis from this.
Why? I have to ask you this question. Why do you think they made you with arthritis and pain? Why, if they had the ability to give you super strength and skin that doesn't melt at sub-zero temperatures, why did they choose to give you pain?
I don't know. I don't know. I've thought about that. Maybe they wanted me to be able to relate, to the others working there. But all it did was give me a sense of, well, that's not fair. That's not fair at all.
Thank you.
But there's nothing like having people enjoy your cooking.
I think we finally get to the 28th floor. And once we do, I slow down to let everybody catch up if they're lagging behind. And as I thought, this door doesn't just open up. Like it's been sealed. But I know that the room ahead should be clear. But we need a way to open this now. I turn to the 3. It's this one.
Okay.
can.
Well, I'm sorry. What are we looking at? I apologize.
So we've gone up this this staircase, right? It's again abandoned and sealed off like the room we were in before, but because of which, like, we've gone up 3 floors or so, as many floors to get to floor 28. However, ahead of us isn't just a door, right? Because it's been sealed. So it's like this rectangle by this, as the staircase goes up, there's a rectangle, and I just know this is the door to get into floor 28. We need to get past it. I think it might be plaster, it might be like something, but we need to get through it. At this point, I think it's safe to smash.
I knock on it to see if it's hollow or solid.
It's up to you. You're telling history, sort of.
It appears solid. I think this would be best served with a muffin. But that has its own complications. It's loud.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is.
If I had a hammer or pickaxe, I could probably get through it, but it would take time. Do you think you could do it?
Is there any sort of instrumentation panel? Is it electrically sealed?
This door, no, it's just completely, it's just building material, really, like abandoned.
So it's been bricked up.
Yes.
This isn't my specialty.
All right. Well, can you make
Do you
any
know
quiet muffins?
Do you know what's on the other side of this?
99%, yeah.
Will it have people in it?
No, it shouldn't do. Not this room.
I'm not sure if I have what I would need for this. Okay. I'll be right back. And I go into the restroom.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know what's come over me, but I just start pulling out stuff and just dumping it into the toilet here. And it starts hissing and it changes into a weird color. And then the color I'm looking for is a nice magenta pink. Okay. All right. And then I kind of scoop it out. All right. Okay. And you hear the little dink 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 of a glass vial. Okay. I can't kiss you, but if I could, you'd be the one. Okay. And I exit the stall and I go back out here.
While she was in the stall, I turned to RJ. If she can't come up with a muffin to fit our means, we can always try and go get around this section from the outside.
I was thinking the same thing, big guy.
Take a window.
Floor or ceiling is also an option.
That might be even better.
True. We'll figure it out when she shows up, I guess.
Okay. All right. I show up and I just kind of. Okay, so all right, boys. I need you to. You stand over. You stand right here behind me. Okay.
Okay.
And I kind of get my arm back.
I stop you before you do that, and I will wipe away some of the fluid that has trickled down your face.
Oh.
And I grab what is it in your hand?
It's a vial, and you want to throw it.
I gently
Here. I
touch
gave
your
it to you.
arm. Yeah, and I take it.
And you'll just, oh, thank you for getting that. and you'll want to throw it at the wall. And if I did that right, it won't make a noise, but it'll catch on fire.
How big a fire?
Well, wherever it splashes.
It'll explode, right?
Yeah. In a manner of speaking, yes. Yes, there is combustion.
Like
So this is
phosphorus,
more-
where it kind of does that like, and then it
Very much like
cool.
phosphorus.
Okay,
very much
cool.
like a Roman candle sort of situation.
So this is more chemistry and less bomb.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Will we need extinguishers?
You shouldn't. I mean,
Right.
as long as you just aim for that area.
Everybody get behind me.
Say less. I walk behind him.
And this is where my doubt creeps in. Let me see. Do I have it open already? Oh, I do. It's right here. Okay. So this is going to be. I'm gonna roll. Let's do agility with disadvantage.
Okay.
Or actually mobility, I suppose.
Yeah,
Since agility is a skill or an attribute. Okay.
Ooh, okay. Now you do have 2 banked successes, so you can turn that into a success and use one if you want.
I'll do that then. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So I'll use up one of the successes.
Mm-hmm.
You see me like go back and throw it, like to get to throw it, and the bottle kind of slips, and I stop and I make sure like I got it, and I take my sleeve and I wipe off the bottle, and then I get ready again. I don't even look at them to see if they got scared or anything. Just keep going, and I throw it.
I'd like Speth to describe what happens to the door, since it's your science, or what happens to the blockage, rather.
Well, unfortunately, the last time that I did this, it did produce quite the sound. I'm misremembering that it is not a quiet instance, and it explodes. There's white sparks absolutely everywhere. I mean, we're talking about 10 different Roman candles going off in the span of maybe 10 seconds. And there's some whistling noises, as well as a few papers catching on fire, and the door is gone.
Wonderful. When is
So
the
there's-
last time you did this?
To my knowledge, there was a vault. There was a vault in the building that I used to
Okay.
inhabit. Yeah. So I had a couple friends that needed to get in, and so I helped them out as well.
Okay, now what do you do?
Okay.
I just kind of go, well, we're still here. And I sort of just grab the paper that's on fire on this desk nearby, and I sort of just start stepping on it.
I nod my head and I say, for now.
Okay. Geronimo.
All right. Pulse.
If they go first or whoever goes first, I just want to take in a second with RJ.
Yep.
Away from them and ask, do you know how much time she has left?
Would I? Game Master?
I think you should roll for it.
Okay.
And I will let you choose either observation or some form of empathy. And all
Insight.
Yeah, some form of insight.
Or connections.
I would like to do a anything under that empathy that you would like to roll, which I know is like, oh, replicants and empathy, but trust me, I think it
Okay.
fits.
I think I've got empathy.
Yep.
I'll have to be. I don't know how to roll.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yep. So
You don't roll empathy though. You
yeah,
roll the
you
skills
roll any
below it.
skill underneath that one. So you just you would just
Oh,
go ahead
I
and
see.
click on the connections, insight, or I'd say insight. Well, I would allow manipulation. It just depends on how you get the information.
Okay, and it's a D.
That is correct.
Okay.
Not a very easy roll. Oh, all right though, you succeeded. So for those listening, he rolled a 1, which is a success. He rolled a 2 and a 9. Okay, so you do actually, generally speaking, know how much time she has left. Here's what you know. And actually, I'm gonna leave that to Speth because I don't want to reveal anything too much, but I'll put like the specifics in the group chat. But Speth, you can go ahead and reveal to him what you think he would notice.
You would definitely notice that her facial features have been ticking at odd motions and odd angles, things that don't necessarily remind you of someone who is just dealing with age and biological problems. You see a cheekbone that is being pulled up near the scalp. You see an eyebrow come down that looks like it's not meant to be where the eyeball is, but that is generally where it's hovering. And she doesn't have any problems with speech pattern, but a lot of things on her face are suddenly looking like they're not meant to be in that position. And she starts doing some things with her hands as if there's something there and there's not actually anything there. So you would probably guess that she doesn't have much longer than maybe a few hours. And you can tell that the crust around her eye sockets has dried and reformed and dried and reformed because it is Freon, and it is what has been used to keep her model functioning, and now she is malfunctioning.
Okay. I look up to Hodge and I say, what time she has left, it's ours. She's an N6. This is why we're doing what we have to do for the cause. She knew it coming in, and she'll know it coming out.
I got the impression that this was the last thing she's gonna do. So, that said, we better make it count.
I think you could tell that, like, I was trying to be not inspirational, but like masking the fact that I know that she doesn't have long. I think I'm trying to manipulate you in some way to like make you think that, you know, she will come out of this alive, maybe.
You want to roll
'Cause
a
I need-
manipulation? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. That's a 2. Do you want to
Can
roll?
he roll against it?
Yeah, we can do contested. So you can either roll a contested manipulation or insight, either one of those, to be able to determine that he's trying to manipulate you or lie to you.
Me?
No,
Hodge.
me.
Yep.
Oh,
Hodge.
okay.
And that was a 0 for those listening, so feel free to role play that out.
Okay. I'll give you, instead of, you know, like telling what I'm saying, it's more like what I've said to you. I'm essentially just trying to keep your head in the game and not try and worry about other people, because what we're doing is greater than any of us here. Should she live, she will reap the benefits of our sacrifice here. Should she not, that's not for you to think about right now.
Fair enough.
I think I try and convey that to him with like a smile.
But
For the cause.
did you ask her if she wants to?
If she wants to what?
She wants to live. You heard her. The sick, twisted people at Tyrell gave her pain. Do you think she wants to live longer? I don't know.
Listen, big guy. That's not for either of us to think about. She's here. Fenix and her here just like you. For the cause.
If you're questioning whether I'm in this 100%, I'll just say it out loud that I am. And I'm willing to die here and now. But that's all.
All right. Well, if it's any consolation, I think she is too.
Am I hearing? Do I hear any of this?
Would
I
you
think I'm
like
still,
to?
I'm not sure. I don't know if I register it or hear the conversation just because I'm stepping on paper and trying to put out the flame.
I'd be unconsciously tending to you, by the way.
Oh.
Just sort
thank
of,
you.
there are some burns on your clothing there.
Oh. Well, thank goodness I didn't catch on fire.
Do you...
I say one... Sorry, go on.
This arthritis that you feel, at least that you think you're experiencing, is it painful?
It makes me stop whatever I'm doing. It gives me a reason to think about whatever it is that's giving me this pain. Think about whatever it is that's giving me this signal. And I just don't know. I don't know. I'd always thought it was because I moved my hands too much.
The people here at Tyrell made us with different purposes. Someone like Hodge, for example. He doesn't feel pain. It would get in the way of his work. Someone like me, pain might distract me from surgery. If I was, and have, stood for over 24 hours operating on hopeless causes, people with radiation sicknesses. If I were to suffer that back pain, I wouldn't be able to perform. It makes me wonder.
It makes me wonder too. But I've wondered enough. And whenever I was feeling that pain, it was always somehow at the end of every 6 batch of muffins, every 6 batch, I would feel this pain. And I would feel my hands unable to move. And I wondered why this was so... It was the same every single time, and I thought, what happens if I just keep making these muffins? And I worked into that night through the pain. I just kept making them, and I thought it was my way of reclaiming that. But it never got worse, and it never got better.
Perhaps when we're done, I might be able to help.
I would like that.
I think at this point, Aj and I are just concluding our conversation, and I just tell him one last thing. I say, listen, big guy, if we succeed here and now, then maybe she will have time for luxuries like choice. And I step ahead and go into the room with them.
I follow.
I do too.
So, in this next room, Game Master, I'm gonna posit that, again, for the most part, it's fairly abandoned, albeit with things that maybe perhaps the rest of the cast can paint it with. But what is important to us and our task in this room is that ahead there seems to be a door. It looks a bit more modern, however, again, this area has been closed off for a while. I don't necessarily know how long the Tyrell building has been here for, but this, of course, has been here since the beginning. As such, there is what looks to be some sort of reader on the door. However, it is generations old at this point, like way before any of us. There's also a vent to the top right. It's small, tight. I think maybe perhaps the only person that could fit through this is our Janice. And I say, all right, now, I may have lied. There are people on this floor, but they're further in. This place goes deep. This door here leads to the rest of the building, back to the main lift, back to our way up. However, I don't have what it takes to open this door. It's sealed shut. Not even muscles here could break it down. The vent here, I think maybe Janice could fit through. But if she does, she'll have to confront whoever's there and open the door somehow.
I would give it an attempt. I would try.
I look at her with doubt. Yeah?
I think I could do it.
Okay. All right. And for plan B, Pulse, you said you were good at bioanalysis. What else can you do, have you done?
In a pinch, I can do some electronics work.
I see. All right. Well, that's plan B then. I'll tell you what. In a minute, Hodge is going to give Janice here a boost up into that vent. She's gonna go through it and see what she can do on the other side. There will be people there. I don't think they're armed guards, but just in case, and I give her one of the pistols from the guards from the floor below. If we don't hear from her in about 5 minutes, we're gonna have to get that door open. Go in guns blazing. Take this floor out, and then keep going.
Just
You with
We'll
me?
end up saving more lives than we will sacrifice today.
Always.
Okay. Do you want to roll for this, or shall I step in with a complication?
This is for...
Crawling through
Getting
the vent.
up to the
Yep.
to the vent.
Yep.
I'll take a complication.
Okay. Then I will tell you what's on the other side once you get through. So go ahead and
Okay.
describe. You can climb up through the vent, but there's going to be something on the other side.
Okay. So I'm crawling through this vent actually with physical ease. There's really nothing holding me back. I feel pain in my hands, but nothing is preventing me from moving forward. It's just this idea of pain, but there's no physical barrier. So I move very, very fluidly. And I see a light, and I can see the end of a vent there, and I think I can see a ceiling fan. So I get to the end there, and I think I see some screws, but I might be able to unscrew those myself. So I make the attempt to unscrew and start removing the vent plate.
Yeah, absolutely. You can do that. So your complication is that some motor function of yours is now going to shut down, and I'll let you decide
Okay.
what that is.
Okay.
And you can role play
So
it out. It's
I'm-
not like it's immediate. Like you can lose it over the next couple
Okay.
minutes or scenes. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right. So I'm unscrewing here, and then all of a sudden I look at my hand, and it starts doing this, and I sort of watch it, and then it starts becoming a rhythm. Tap 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 tap. And I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that at all. And then the second finger starts doing it, the ring finger on my hand, tap 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 tap. And I wonder where that motion comes from, because I've never thought about tapping my fingers in any motion or any manner, but it's just happening. So while my two fingers are tapping out here, I make the attempt to unscrew it, but that's not gonna do, so I have to use my other hand now. And my fingers resting on the metal vent, tap, tap, tap. You can hear the tap coming through the vent because it's so quiet. And my breath gets a little shakier, and I sort of just watch the last two of my fingers completely lose control. And I have to put my hand near my side here, and I haven't lost function of my hand yet, but my hands are still tapping, so my fingers are still tapping, so I lower myself down. Looks like there's a chair or maybe a desk. So I think I'm in this room. I don't know if there's any people here. I think I hear voices.
Go ahead.
You've entered a small room. It's about, I want to say, like maybe 5 by 5 feet. But just outside, you can see that there's shadows, there's movement. If you were to go towards this like a glass window on the door, you'll see there are a few technicians. They seem to be working on a few it's like repairs here, just fixing odds and ends. They look like high tech equipment, I want to say, but they seem very stuck in their work here. There are 2 of them over tables, and there's a guy who is casually sitting down on a blue chair that's just leaning not against your door, but to the side of it, so you can see 3 people all together in this other room.
Okay. And have any of them noticed me yet?
GM.
Let's roll for it. You want to roll a 1d3?
Sure.
1. Let's say the one closest to you, if you're quick enough.
Okay. My hand is still shaking, but my plan for if anyone had been in this room was I didn't plan for 3 people, but if one person can see me, am I out of the vent at this point?
You're in
Okay.
a small storage closet that's just 5 by 5 feet.
Okay. So I look at this person. Who is this person that has seen me?
He seems to be an older man. He's got gray, balding hair. He's got a lab coat on, and he should be taking note of what the others are doing right now as they're fixing some very sensitive equipment, but he's picking his nose. He looks half it. Yeah.
Okay.
He's turned to the noise, picking his nose, looking half asleep as he's heard you or the noise in the room.
Alrighty. Well, I reach in and I pull a vial out of my coat, and I uncork it, and I say, excuse me, sir, could you smell this for a second? I want to know if this smells like lavender. My friend says it smells a lot more like sandalwood, but I think it smells a lot more like lavender, don't you? And I force it right up to his nose.
What happens when he smells it? Does he pass out?
Does he smell it?
Absolutely. I think he's so alarmed that you're even there, and you're the way that you're doing it is you're just putting it up to his nose. I think he just doesn't even have time to not smell it.
All right. Yeah, he passes out. He makes a pretty big noise on the floor here, so I'd like to, is there anywhere that I can hide or
well,
maybe
you were just in a
a
5x5 storage closet, so you could absolutely drag him back into that storage closet.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. That's what we're going to do. And we're gonna just drag him back there. And before I leave the storage closet, I look around, and there's some tarp.
Okay.
So I pull the tarp, and I want to make sure that his head is up, because you don't want to leave someone just laying there like that. I elevate the head. Okay, and I cover him in the tarp. Nice, and I say, night, Jimmy. And then I leave the storage closet.
So, in this larger room that you're now inside, we decided to say that the other two were so stuck in their work with their work equipment. They've got they're called Howie lab coats. They're not quite the usual kind. They kind of they're collared up to the chin. They're wearing protective gear as well on their heads, and eyes to shield themselves from what they're doing right now. They've got thick gloves on as well. You notice that the direction in which you came, there should be a door in that area, and it's not sealed. It's postered up. There is a filing cabinet in front of it as well. But you have a general idea that the area that you're supposed to come through is basically in between these two people. I guess the room is yours with these two people.
Okay. All right. Now I have my white lab coat on. Right. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. My fingers are still tapping, and so I'm kind of holding them like this at this point while I assess the room. And I look around if maybe there's some sort of microwave unit, some kind of cooking, maybe some sort of coffee machine.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to look if there's anything that I can just press automatically, and then coffee hide machine. if it beeps.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. Maybe you set a microwave.
These two, So these two, I'm gonna just activate it, and then I'm going to hide in the kitchen, and then I'm gonna see if that rouses them at all.
Do you think they would? I think if it's a situation where you've set a timer to go off continually and it just continues to beep until somebody is gonna grab it, then maybe perhaps it's a coffee machine and you did set it to go, and then it takes a couple minutes. It's 3 minutes, and then all of a sudden, it's the alternate reality feature. Yeah, it takes a minute, but then it's beeping. And it's going to overflow if they don't go and turn it off. So do you want to roll a 1d2?
Sure.
This is just going to determine if they both just decide to stop and take a break for coffee. Okay, one of them is going to peel away and go to turn off the coffee machine.
Okay. So from where I'm located, there's a table. There's a table, and I think I'm underneath some kind of like kitchen island. What you'll see is this person coming to turn off the coffee maker. They'll turn off the coffee machine. And then in the background, you'll kind of see this out of focus spider-like person crawling at an unnatural speed towards a table, towards the other part of the table. And hopefully I won't be seen there. But the other idea is to get this other person out of here too. So I take another vial from inside. And this one really is just meant to be more of a distraction than anything. And from where I am, I throw it over towards like a lab looking area where it looks like there's maybe some kind of toolkit. And I wasn't sure which vial I took, actually. This could have just been something that was completely random, so I don't know what it will do.
Oh, wonderful. Who wants to say what it does? She doesn't know what's going to happen, so one of you gets to decide what this vial does.
A random vial?
She's throwing a random vial across the room to get the other guy to leave.
I think it...
Smoke.
Okay.
Let's say smoke.
Yeah. Were you going to say
Some
something
sort
else?
of
Zeke?
I was going to say it's like eye-watering stench.
Could be like an acrid smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An acrid smell?
Like onions on
You're
steroids.
Yeah, onions on steroids. Okay. I like that because it means that they're, just from a narrative perspective, it means their eyes begin to leak. And I just think that that's kind of metaphorically cool. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll do that. And their eyes sting and they're crying and absolutely they fuck off from the scene. But they will be back, obviously, because this is weird.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
But they opened the door, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming
Yeah.
they're okay.
And then you all are waiting on the other side, correct?
Right. She needs to go get a key card from one of these guys to open the door.
Oh,
Move
right. Okay.
The filing cabinet.
Oh, they opened the door to air it out. She kind of like outsmarted in that regard. She didn't need to steal the card. They just opened it to let the fucking smell out.
No,
I
because
think.
we are
Oh.
in a sealed off compartment that had the
Right.
vent, and the vent led to the lab that's currently active.
Okay.
There's a door in our room which leads to theirs, but like there's a filing cabinet and like it's been sealed off, but
I
not like,
see.
professionally.
Got it. Okay. So she needs to go get that key card that they just activated.
us
Yep.
through.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. So, where are they now? If they're I'm not sure if they opened the door. I think they opened the door,
Yeah.
but
Go for it.
if I need to get the key card, I need
Yeah.
to sort of make my way through this really sulfuric reminiscent gas. It's affecting me in that my eyes are starting to water, and so I'm sort of blindly going through and maybe knocking over a couple of things. But I think eventually I think I might find that key card lying around here somewhere. And it stings so much, but I'm going to keep going here, and all of a sudden, without warning, I drop the key card because my whole right hand has started to move on its own. And now it's not even twitching, it's making different sorts of signals, and it's looking like I'm making some symbols. It looks like I'm trying to get something out with my hand, which is unbeknownst to me. So I've got this key card in my left hand, and I reach the door, and I think I just drop it in. It's one of those where it drops in, and I believe it turns green. It flashes for a second, red, and then it turns green. And I had to sort of move all of the filing cabinets out of the way, and they made this massive metal noise, and I think the door opens. Or at least I'm hoping the door opens.
You did it.
Oh, I got kind of lucky there.
Is anyone inside?
I don't believe so. I think that's, well, oh no, there is a gentleman. He's having a nap.
I bring my fist to my chest. Just,
We need another eye.
all right. In that case,
So, hold on. You said you bring your fist to your chest, and are you looking at the guy that's on the ground?
So I think we're still inside this sealed room, which has now been opened. I bring my fist to my chest, looking at you like, if there's anyone in there, make sure they're no longer with us. However, because now Pulse has mentioned we do need that eye, I'm gonna say spare the eyes and bring one here. And while that's happening, I'm gonna just, like remove clutter off a table and prepare the area, I guess.
So there are 2 other individuals in this area, Hodge.
How far away are they? I ask.
Yep. Let Beth tell you how far away they are.
And are they together or separate?
They're together. They're commiserating what kind of a day they've had. They're thinking, why me? Why is this my day that something else explodes in this laboratory and I have to be the one to deal with it? So they're, I think they're probably at they're a couple of rooms away, but they're washing their faces probably. They washed in the restroom. They might even be in the restroom still, in the men's room.
If I walk out this door, will they see me?
I don't know, will they? We can roll for it.
Oh, I was asking her again.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
That's right.
no, they don't see you. They're too focused on their eyes stinging and their noses running that they're not having a good time.
Okay. Before anyone can say anything, I open the door and start looking for them. Because, how long it takes to wash, I don't know. So I'm gonna go.
You'll see them. They're
Well, I
two of
have
them.
a second.
Yep. 2 of them are at the sinks. Both of them are looking. They were chatting and saying, "Gosh, what was that? I'm not sure." One of them says, "Oh shit, Chris, fuck," and they point at you.
Oh, so they do see me before I
They
get up
see
there.
you. Yeah.
Okay. Then
Is this out of sight, or would we all notice this?
I think you guys are still in the room and he has walked out, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're in the restroom right now. But these 2 gentlemen are they're still quite stunned, so I don't think they're not in the capacity to do anything.
so they're in the bathroom then?
Yes.
Okay, so this is all taking place in the bathroom. Okay.
Yep, it's all in the bathroom, and you're the one at the door.
Okay. Then I see them and I grab the paper towel dispenser from the wall, rip it off the wall, and I hit one of them and then throw it at the second one. One of them goes down immediately. The one that I threw it at, he's still awake if he has anything to say.
He looks up at you, and I think he has a bit of a puzzled look on his face because I think he's still trying to place who you are. And he doesn't really say anything. His eyes go back in his head, and he just sort of kneels there. But he hasn't fallen over yet.
What do you do here?
I'm just in analysis, pal. Oh, fuck. Oh man.
What do you analyze?
Just data, man. I think they give me a string, then I look at it and I say whether or not it means anything, man.
What's your name?
It's fucking Brad. That's Chris. Listen, man, I got kids, man.
Show me.
And Brad reaches inside, and he pulls out a wallet, and he kind of fumbles with it. So this is Mary, and that's Molly.
I grab it. I look at it. Are there kids on this?
Yeah. That's Mary. That's Molly.
I put it in my pocket.
Come on, man. Come on, man. He puts up his hands.
I'm not going to hurt you.
Okay, man.
But I can't have you raising the alarm.
Okay, man. Okay. What the fuck you want me to do? I'll fucking do it, man.
I need you to stand up.
Okay.
And turn around.
Oh, okay, man. Okay. Jesus. And he stands up. And he can't really turn around. He's turning, but he's still looking at you because he can't help it.
I reach out my hand and help him turn around.
Okay, man.
And then I, quickly put my arm and under his neck, and before I start to do anything, I say, what are their names again?
Mary and Molly.
Mary and Molly.
One is 3, one is 6.
They want to grow up with a father.
Yeah, man.
They will. But we have their names. We have what they look like. Maybe just stay in the stall until all of this is over. When you wake up. And then I choke him out.
Okay. Yeah. He might have even have even passed out before you did anything. He was that scared. Like if you had been privy to it, you would have smelled. He pooped himself. He crapped his pants. He was terrified.
Well, good that it's in the bathroom.
Good that he's in the bathroom.
So I take him and I put him in the stall, and then we got this other guy here too.
He's passed out. He might even be like super concussed because you can see that he's got a little blood gash on the side of his forehead.
Is this the one that you guessed?
They both were.
Okay.
So they both had. Like it wasn't poisonous, but
the one that you held the vial up to.
Oh no, he's in the closet back in the area where we all are. Yeah.
I grab him.
You will
I just
recognize.
pick him up by the collar. What? Go ahead.
Pulse would recognize that the one in the closet who's out cold is the most senior one here. When it comes down to like ID and like clearance and all that.
Which one is the most senior?
The one in the closet, the one out cold, the one that Janice knocked out with the chemicals.
Then I will probably quickly survey what is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And if I feel like I can get started, then I will.
Do you feel like you can get started?
If I'll sort of peek a head out and just kind of take a look and see what everyone is doing, and just quietly say, "Am I taking this eye?"
Yeah.
I'm gonna complicate things unless you stop me.
Always.
Okay. You were on the 30th floor or near the 30th floor?
28th.
28th floor. I think that you don't necessarily need an eye, but this guy's not going to get you into the 50th floor zone. You can take his badge. You could take his hand, probably, but not his eyeball. This guy isn't going to get you into floor 52.
This guy isn't good enough. Maybe his hand can get us into the lift, but other than that, I'm not too sure.
I mean, it's a risk. You can take his badge and hope that that's enough, or you can be extra safe and take his hand as well.
I like to be thorough.
Can he be clean, fast with his hand?
Of course.
What have I done? Okay. What's this guy's name? Do we know?
Boris.
Okay.
First I'm going to anesthetize this person, make sure they don't wake up.
Okay.
And then I will proceed to amputate.
As that's going on, I go out to the equipment that's out there and find some just cords for the I just rip them out of the computers or out of the equipment, and I bring them back into the stall, and I proceed to gag and bind the guy who was knocked out first.
Okay.
And I tie him to the toilet, close the door.
I turn to Janice. Did he see you?
Yeah. Yes.
Are you sure?
He might not have. I mean, he might not have seen my face, but I did speak with him. I think.
You spoke with him?
Yes. This is the same gentleman that I saw earlier. Yes.
The one that you were like, can you smell this? And see, yep.
Mm-hmm.
He has to go.
Oh dear. Well, sorry, son. For the cause.
For the cause.
As I walk up as this is happening, this one had to die.
This one has to die. Yes. He spoke with Janice.
Why?
He spoke with Janice. He may know what she looks like.
Is that gonna matter?
Oh my god.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. Janice knows what I mean.
Listen, if Janice doesn't make it, we take her with us. The less they know about us, the better. What's one more person? You know what they've done to us. You know why we're here.
Like a killer. But I'm a soldier, not a murderer.
A soldier.
So I want to know that if I'm taking a life, it has to be taken. If you tell me this life has to be taken, I'll take it. But I want you to make it in order.
Soldiers follow orders, huh?
Can I reach out? I reach out to you. Because I can see this is very difficult. But I've also accepted it. And I put my hand on your shoulder. I put my hand on both of your shoulders, actually. This one is still tapping. The tapping hand is on Hodge right now. And I just nod at you. And just say, do it.
I grab your hand. I pat your hand. I feel the vibration. I feel the... And I just put like one big meaty fist like over his nose and mouth. And just wait.
My hand stops all of a sudden. And it starts on its own, making the sign language for sorry just over and over and over. And I don't know why.
You want to check? I think he's gone. I'm saying that to Pulse.
I have the hand in a baggie as I approach. Check the vitals. I look up towards Janice. It's not much further now.
You know, my favorite parts are the end. It's the best part of a book.
RJ,
Yeah?
I don't know if you're doubting my commitment to this cause, but they made a law saying they can kill us indiscriminately with no cause and no reason. And
That's right.
I don't want to be them. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose it does. I look at him in the eye and I say, you didn't speak to anyone inside, did you?
No.
All right. Let's go. And I lead us to the elevator, and I try and use the keycard to call it down. He doesn't read, and so we use his hand instead to read the biometric scanner, and the lift gets called. And we try and go a bit higher.
You want to roll to see how many floors you go? Roll a 1d10.
All right.
It's a 10 for those listening.
So 38 floors. Well, to floor 38, sorry.
What's on this floor?
On floor 38. The
Probably.
Tyrell building is very, very strange. Obviously it's a corporate building, it has offices and all that stuff, but floor 38's not quite the same. It's highly protected, it's highly monitored. I think that when it opens to what looks like a small T-junction, right? So it's a lift, then a wall. The wall has writing on it left and right, with signs to offices, signs to R&D. However, I want to say that floor 38, there are a few there's a little human presence here, I want to think. But I know from the blueprints that floor 38 has a lot more automated security. We're talking motion sensors, turrets, that kind of thing. It's up to you, GM, to
Can I
paint
make a
this room.
suggestion?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, please.
I have one too, but go for it. I'd rather it be you.
The thing that I was working on that would save lives was related to biological and cybernetic implants and crossing the lines between replicants and humans. This floor has some of my research.
What kind of research are we talking about? Like, prototypes or just documents?
There was only one prototype.
Yeah? Is this what Fennec promised you? Is that why you're here?
I don't know if it's here or not, but if it is, I would like to retrieve it.
All right. How much further can we get now? GM, we don't really have any clearance anymore.
Yeah, this is the last floor for today, but you can find what you need to get to move on from here if you want. I just don't know what it is. I don't know if it's Pulse's research or what. But I think it's probably you need to take a moment before you continue onward.
All right. In which case, well, in the blueprints it didn't say Pulse's office, so
Yeah.
lead the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll find the pathogen here, though.
The pathogen. What do you know of it?
What I need to.
All my research says that that's floor 52.
I know more about the chemical components. I'm not really one for the strategy of this whole thing.
All right.
If you say it's on floor 52, then it's on floor 52. But what's here may help us as well.
What are we looking for?
The main lab, I would assume.
The main lab should be over here, if the blueprints are correct. But there is a scanner on the wall there. Can you get through? I have one Hail Mary, but I think I can only use it once.
I will look at the hand and I'll say, we can try the hand.
All right. I apply the hand to the biometric scanner.
This isn't the mission.
No. But
Is
it could
this
help
worth
the
it?
cause.
What is
Is it worth it?
I'm asking you, what is it?
It's not a what.
Well,
There's someone in there.
If it's a who, how do we get them out of here?
Same way we got in, I assume.
That means I'll have to carry them. Unless they can walk.
And this is on floor 52? This... Who is it? What is it? Who is it?
I'm going to put the hand on the biometric scanner.
I don't think it works. Unless you want to use one of your little... I think you only have one left.
Because I
Can
Sorry, go on.
Mm-hmm.
can I roll for it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, would you say this would be a medical roll? Or I'm not sure what you want me to roll for this.
I was gonna say, it's like a 50-50 chance for him to have access to this lab. It's not really anything that you could like do biotech for,
Okay.
but yeah, sure, why not? We can do a bio or a medical roll. I'm okay with that. Look at that. There you go. Okay, it works. It opens the lab. What happens next?
I think that I'm gonna type something in chat.
If it's any of the things that I was screaming in DMs, like, oh my god, you have full permission and blessing, do what the fuck ever you want to do, dude. Holy shit. Oh.
I typed something in our channel.
Everybody should look at real quick.
The turrets turn towards us and begin to open fire. There must have been another component to this that I missed.
I jump out of the way. I try and push Pulse with me.
I flatten myself against the wall, trying to cut off the angle.
I grab Janice and pull her back out of the room.
Thank goodness we're all okay. And I look down, and I'm missing part of my torso. And I start recognizing that my hand is no longer shaking, but it's just now my whole body has started to just violently shake.
I'm going to, like, crawl over and try to assess what's happening, and I look up to Janice and I say, I'm sorry.
I wasn't fast enough.
It's not anyone's fault. And you remember that, don't you forget it. It's not our fault. It's not our fault. And there are Freon streaks on my face. And I reach out. And whoever is closest to me right now, I'm not certain, because my vision is starting to go, but I touch your cheek. And I just say, Richard?
I'm here.
And then I'm gone.
I gently put her hand down and rest it on her chest. And I walk into the room with the turrets. And I grab a rolling chair. And I walk up to one and bash one. And then I throw it at the second one. All the while I'm being shot here and there. Nothing vital.
I'm still by Janice, wiping away the tears, and I kiss her on the forehead. I saw family do this. I think it makes them feel better.
I think I'm just standing there watching the chaos, watching the din of the turrets as they fire upon Arch at Pulse's display of humanity on the ground. And my expression is not that of anger or sorrow, just blank. And I say, for the cause.
For the cause.
Going to look around at the room. Is what we're here for obvious?
No. There's nothing here.
We go beyond the boundaries of your imagination. Experience life in ways you've only dreamed of. Breathe fresh air, see blue skies, and experience clear, clean rain. Forge unforgettable connections. Encounter the sublime. Define your own.
後世とオーガニックがぶつかり合うアニモイドローの中心部にはユニークなつながりを求める人のための天国があります。アニモイドの世界への入り口、モイドスタッフへようこそ。